In 3, 2, 1, action. Hello. And welcome to Bo Path of the Teal Lotus 80% NMG submission for SGDQ 2025. Oh my goodness, it's 2025. I am Visuals, and I will be joined today with Mr. Sir71.
Howdy.
We're going to be doing just a full run through of the game. This game came out around 6 months ago in July of last year in 2024. And I'll be having two incentives that I'll be submitting with this. So I will act as if the first one gets met when we get there. It's about 10 minutes in, and then I'll act as if the second one gets met by the end of the run. And we'll do it after the run because you can do it afterwards. So, yeah, we'll get started. So, in this game, you play as the titular character Bo. I'm a Hollow Knight player. Sir is a Hollow Knight player. So we have a lot of Hollow Knight experience. So like a lot of our, and also the devs of this game are very Hollow Knight influenced. And so even they will like be talking to us in terms that they know that we'll understand from Hollow Knight. So a lot of this, like, I will always joke with like, oh yeah, we play as Bo. We don't play as the Hollow Knight in Hollow Knight. Anyways. But we are Bo, your little fox spirit here. We're going to come over here and talk to Asahi. And he's going to give us this tea, which gives us our earring, which turns into our staff, which allows us to swing and attack the Equinox staff. And one thing that you'll notice throughout the game is that we do a lot of quit-outs. This game is used an in-game timer at the top right, which is fantastic because that means that running on PC or console, we all have the same timer, whether you have live split or not. So if you wanted to run it on Switch or PS4 or whatever, or PS5, yeah, PS5, that means you can compete on the same ground as all one leaderboard. But it also means that quitting out to those shrines that we sat at, that we're walking away from right now, is extremely fast. And even RTA fast sometimes, but especially in-game time fast. It's just very quick. Mm-hmm. So we have our giant skelly boy in the background.
Don't worry about that.
Yeah, he's just chilling. He's vibing over there. I'm sure we won't be seeing him later. So here we gathered the tin bamboo, which increase our staff damage and allows us to break this wall. He also left behind his tea kettle there, which allows us to heal whenever we have at least 5 of the tea in the top left. And the little blue, like teal fire that we're grabbing is called Kitsune or Foxfire. It's the currency of the game. The only time where Kitsune is going to be really tight is in the very beginning. We're going to be buying something at a shop in the main town. And after that, it's almost irrelevant. We almost never need like Foxfire ever again. We can just ignore it. But I do have to hit a certain threshold by that point. So I just have to make sure that I'm not like super dangerously low. So I will be trying to get it. I won't be going out of my way for it or anything, but I will be trying to grab it. Like these guys, I will jump if it's above me.
Yep.
So one thing that
coming up on the first boss of the game.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say one thing you're noticing is whenever you hit something, you'll notice that my character has a blue, like teal glow around him, and that is what's called a jump reset. Anytime you can hit anything with your staff, you get with the hit itself. And that boss is just so fast that there's not that much to talk about. It's 37 hits and he's done. Anytime you hit something with the staff, you get a little bit of a bump in height, but also you glow teal, which means you have a jump. It's called a jump reset. So a lot of times when you're trying to make a gap, if you can hit anything that is a breakable object or an enemy or anything along those lines, you can just traverse crazy amounts of distance, height. They gave you a lot of freedom to move around, including this ability.
Bamboo bat. Can whack some stuff around with it. You'll notice with the staff as well, we're swinging all sorts of directions here. The staff actually swings at different, rates of fire in different situations. So when you're walking on the ground, that's the slowest. It'll go a little faster in the air. But if you're in the air and changing the direction you swing it, you can swing it real fast. So that's why you saw during the fight, we were whipping that thing around.
Yeah.
Time to find out if this game has fall damage. Nope.
This game, they definitely wanted to... It almost felt like they wanted to reward you for not only being in the air, but they wanted to reward you for being cool, is the best way I can put it. Like, they're like, hey, what's the coolest thing you could do? Is like a bunch of like combo tricks in the air? Alright, cool. That's going to be the best way to do damage and the fastest way to do damage. But right there we got the Chomper and the Charcoal. Chomper is that guy right there. It's like our projectile spell type of thing. And the Charcoal, as you hear how my tea is boiling right now, it makes it where anytime you are, you get enough hits in midair, in your tea right here on the left side, anytime that gets all the way to the top, that makes it to where your Chomper, or whatever Daruma you have, right now the only one we have is Chomper, goes from whatever eye it has, which right now it just has one, the base, to the next tier up. So right now to go from one eye to two eye. And each Daruma has like a different effect of what having another eye will do. Some of them will do more damage, some of them will have more projectiles that spawn, just depends on which Daruma you have. The Chomper is just, it becomes a lot bigger and does a lot more damage. Later on we're going to upgrade it to be a 2-eye by default, and then when the tea is boiling it's 3-eye. But for now, the Darumas are like just crazy amounts of damage later in the game, and also some more utility type stuff, which we will see. And if you want to talk about the roundup.
Yep. The Armapillo collection here. Our buddy Shimeji lost his Armapillos, the little blue guys we're picking up. So just a nice tutorial area, learn how to use the bat. And this area is just super optimized. You can see we're doing these pretty precise bats of the Armapillos. To get them back to Shimeji, there's a box around him that you have to hit with each one, and you'll get that little text box to know that they're home. And once we get all 4 of them, we can move on. One of the reasons this is so optimized, it's early in the game obviously, but it was also part of the demo, and there was a pretty cool speedrunning competition with the demo I was not a part of.
I was a part of it, but I was not a part of the... By a weird circumstance, I actually didn't get a lot of practice in this area, because a friend of mine actually discovered a skip that allowed me to not have to... I almost got it. Or I did get it, but I closed it. Discovered a skip that made it to where you didn't need the dash to finish the demo, and it saved like 5 minutes. So they ended up splitting the demo into 2 categories, a dashless version and a intended route version. And I ended up winning the dashless version, and Sawayoshi, a friend of ours, ended up winning the intended version. Shout out to Sawa. Absolutely cracked winner.
Another Hollow Knight player.
Yeah. And after that Armapillo roundup, we got the Shiitake, which I did not realize was a pun on shiitake until like 2 months into running the game.
This is the mushroom area.
Yeah, we're coming up on the second boss here. This is the Armapillo. And one really cool thing about this game is it's 90% deterministic. There are a couple things, especially like the final boss, which are RNG, and even the RNG in those fights is not even that like crazy. But like this fight, if you do it the same way every time, these rocks will fall from the ceiling the same way every time, and you can just predict what, or not even predict, you can just know what your next move is going to be. So that's really nice.
Some precise bats here with the rocks. This is a lot of fun. It's kind of a miserable fight unless you know how to do it, to be honest.
I'm actually so bad at doing it casually.
Yeah, it's so hard.
It is. I don't know how to not get hit. Like, I've been told that like the corners are safe, but like I just get hit every time. Because if you get to a certain point of the fight, he'll start like bouncing diagonally across the room, and I just don't know how to avoid that because I don't ever see it. So now we have, I say, the ability that sets this game apart, because we're gonna get an ability called Grapple later. That's like very similar to the Ori Bash ability. We're gonna get like a Suki Dash that's similar to like the Hollow Knight Shade Cloak. This ability is, now, I've heard that there's other games that have something similar, but the way that this dash feels, and the Shine Dash specifically feels, is just so, it's one of one for me.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, you'll see Viz is jumping out of these dashes, and that lets you keep the dash speed, and they're called a Shine Dash because, as you can see, there's a little glint that happens whenever you do it. Here's our buddy who gives us our first Omamori and an Omamori strap. These are similar charms from Hollow Knight, and we're going to equip that right away. That'll attract all the money to us. What'd you have?
Oh, I was going to say, one thing that like is really cool about is a result, or that it results in the Shine Dash, is that they let you by default interrupt your dash with either a jump, which results in the Shine Dash, or your staff. So you can dash like 1 foot, or like 1 pixel or whatever, like the smallest amount if you want to. You can just dash anything, and you can do a Shine Dash with just the tiniest little dash, which basically makes you go upwards in like a diagonal fashion really fast. And it's just, you can chain that with, you can reset that by like hitting something in midair. It gives you another jump and another dash so that you can do another Shine Dash. It just, you can chain stuff like this.
Excellent movement. Feels so fantastic in this game.
This was the end of the demo once you finished here and you went off to the right. Which is, it was really cool. It hooked me immediately, but it was kind of a shame because of how cool the bridge section is that you didn't get to see it in the demo.
Yeah. The split's awesome, but it's also pretty tough, pretty reset heavy sometimes. We got a pretty tough trick coming up here at the start with this boat. Usually we'd open this gate to the right by hitting all those candles, but instead we do that, which is really hard, trust me.
Yeah. Basically, you have to dash under it, and then jump, but you can't jump too early, because if you jump too early, you get the Shine Dash, and you don't want that in a very rare scenario like that.
Yep. And then in this room, we will do the puzzle of actually extinguishing these candles because we have to. Whenever that's not possible, we do skip it. But these rooms are all pretty long and cycle-based, so that's just another thing adding to the difficulty of this split.
Oh, that's really bad. That's fine.
Just go for the one tap, man. Come on now.
I could have tried, but...
Yeah, here there's a small chance you can just break that candle in one chomper. pretty interesting. It just does 3 ticks of damage instead of 2.
Yeah.
I don't know that we mentioned, but the chomper.
Yeah, I talked about it.
Oh.
One thing I will say is the chomper has 2 functions. One is like just the initial shot, and then you can press it again to make it chomp and do extra damage. And right there, my button double pressed, and it chomped right in my face instead of going all the way to the candle like it was supposed to. So that's why I had to go get 1 extra hit, because it costs 3 T and you have 8, so that was 1 short.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and this, it's so obvious to a Hollow Knight player, so I forget to like talk about it as, you know, to people who don't play Hollow Knight, but when you hit enemies, that's how you get more T, which is like essentially your mana.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you'll expend your T to heal or to use those Daruma. This room's pretty sick. This is just, you know, a chase sequence. You got to keep up, and if you hit any of these obstacles along the way, you start at the start of the room again. Pretty tough casually.
It's always just you're floating through the air and just, can I hit anything? Can I hit anything?
Yeah. Yeah. Looking for another dash. Third boss of the run here. This is pretty sick. So we gotta extinguish these candles on our head, and what's interesting about them is we have some stuff that does different amounts of damage, but these candles don't count damage, they just count the number of hits instead. So whatever we can do to hit them the fastest instead of maybe the most powerful is what we're gonna do.
And normally I'd be prioritizing using Chomper a little bit more. And right there, he does do more than 1 hit if you can chomp on top of it. But the fact that I can like do these little interrupt or these dash interrupts, it's just so quick to rack up hits that it ends up being fast. And I guess I can explain essentially what I'm doing. This was just actually discovered by me yesterday, and it doesn't like change the route. It just changes the speed at some of the fights. But essentially, when you hit something, it resets the cooldown of your dash, and when you dash, it resets the cooldown of your staff, because you can use the staff like at the very beginning of the dash, right? You can interrupt your dash to swing it. And so I'm basically just alternating back and forth by interrupting the dash with the swinging the staff, and then like that resetting the dash so I can just go back and forth, and you can just see me left, right, left, right, as I just obliterate things. And pretty soon I'm going to put on the Omamori that I just got right before the bridge section. And don't worry about the eyeball, he's not important. I'm going to put on the Omamori that when I interrupt my dash with a staff hit, it makes the staff hit do more damage, which in turn is going to make that new strategy do even more damage, like, or just ridiculous amounts of damage. But first incentive here. Oh, he's right there. Sorry. I thought he was up top, or one more up. If we met the incentive to pet the dog, we will pet the dog.
This is excellent.
Yeah. 10 out of 10 game immediately.
Also, yep, quality game, yep.
Yeah,
I pet the dog.
I didn't even need to see the rest of the game. I was like, oh, okay, this is just goated. Cool.
It's that, or you can fish.
Yeah,
those are the 2 options. You cannot fish in this game. Spoiler.
Yeah, but you can pet the dog, it's fine. And the fox, if we meet the incentive. Which, again, we're going to pretend like we did. Alright, so here we're going to buy Kin. I'll save this for a little bit of a surprise later. He's very important.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I could see us one day getting, because we're going to buy this one later, Jingu. I could see us getting rid of that, especially with this new way of dealing damage that I discovered. But we're never getting rid of Kin's impossible to get rid of. It's just not. There's no shot.
Oh, I remember what I was going to say earlier. Yeah, he mentioned discovering that new damage. Warming up for this run, he world recorded by 30 seconds. So
With an almost minute death
just a little
near the end.
context. Yeah. So keep your eyes peeled. Just left the blacksmith. Little tablet fragment from there. Here's
Is
the
that
one
Naruto?
shot. Oh my goodness, it's Naruto.
It's the leader of the Leaf Village. He's gonna be Hokage. Where's the swing set?
This fellow will give you extra health. So if you're a newer runner, absolutely an option to increase your health. But for now, we're just sticking with 4. Well, not for now. We're just sticking with 4.
Yeah. It's really cool because, like, again, we come from Hollow Knight. Getting an extra health in Hollow Knight is so hard and so time consuming that if you wanted to, like, play it safe in Hollow Knight, there's so many things you have to do to do that. In this game, I was like going for world. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. I was going for world record while getting like 3 extra health, and I wasn't losing that much time because they're right there. Like,
Yeah.
Eventually, I had to be like, okay, I'm tired of losing like 30 seconds to getting 3 extra health. I would like to save that time, but it wasn't impossible to still compete with getting them.
So all these tablets we've been collecting were actually for a quest given to us by this dragon. We just didn't talk to him yet. So we just completed the quest. Now we can understand the Vermilion Stranger, who we will meet in a while.
Thank you, devs, for allowing us to pick up the tablets without talking to the quest giver first. Thank you.
Yes.
Love that.
The funny part is it's probably just easier for them too, on top of that.
Yeah, right.
But that was my favorite save quit of the game, by the way. Just fits in the route very nice. I like it a lot. We are in Megumi Mountain now. And we get these beautiful little snowballs that we can bat. Those will be useful a lot.
Yeah.
These red lanterns, if you hit them with a snowball, turn blue and then you can pogo them. Before that, you can't pogo them. They just hurt you. The cycle in this room is pretty tight. And it's pretty awesome. I love it.
I love that. It's just, like, I love
He didn't used to love it. I
did not know. I've practiced a lot. I do love the option of, hey, oh, I messed up. That's fine. That's fine. It's fine. I love the option. Ow. The option of yeah. Those weasels are just a nightmare sometimes.
Yep.
One of the few things of RNG, which I'm not sure if they are, like, if you had a task level of like exact execution, I think they might be the same, but like I think it depends.
I'm thinking that.
Yeah, the exact frame that you get there makes them altered. I think that's actually like all of the RNG in this game is like. I think even Shogun might be if you have an exact movement or what you do in the fight. Anyways, okay, I might be okay. Oh, we're fine.
Nice. Yeah, this split a little tough. There's a couple arenas like that in there, and it's just tough to get all your hits in correctly there. Really easy to lose like a lot of time on the order of seconds. That was some cool platforming there. Those lanterns are meant to be grappled on, which is an ability we do not have. You're meant to get grapple before you come here at all. But we said, no thanks. We're good. We will need to get it to beat the game, though. This arena is really tough. And I mean, like, just to survive, honestly.
Oh, I didn't know where I was.
Thank you for not making me look like a goofy goober. Alright. Got the scuffed gumby, which again, we did not receive the quest for yet, but we're about to go give it to the guy.
And that's
now we're on our way. Yep.
I was gonna say something in the arena and then I almost died, and then Brain decided to focus on game. Which thank you, Brain, but also that's fine. They'll come back.
And here we have some sumo training, which this doesn't really make sense for sumo training at all, but whatever. You break all these things, and it's a speedrun, so we're doing it as fast as we can. But there is some post-game content, or just like extra content, uh, where they time you on a different version of that when you build the sumo pagoda in the city.
A much harder version.
Yes. Look at these little snowball pogos, by the way. You're supposed to bat them into the lantern, but we just say no. And I have the world record in that little speed run. And people don't run it for some reason. And it's really cool, and you should run it. I have a 26-second right now. Go beat it.
A lot of stuff in this game is very like, hey, do you want to be cool and also really fast? Because fast is cool. It feels good to like improve and get better and like go fast. Well, then you should try like everything is built to like going fast equals getting better equals like things work better. It's all designed around helping you accomplish that, if that makes sense.
Yep.
And also, a big shout out, huge shout out. When the game was launched, I'm sorry if you were about to say this. When the game was launched, these drums on the bottom right, this one's that one right there. Those weren't there. You were supposed to have grapple, which again we don't have yet. And you're supposed
grapple on the one in
the middle, yeah.
Yeah.
And that was supposed to help you get into the circle, because the whole point of this is you're supposed to stay inside the circles and keep them out. And because we discovered that doing the left side of this game first and then right, and then left is actually faster than the intended like casual route of right, left. Or yeah, right, left. We would come here, but then we would have to hope that one of these guys floated low enough for us to hit and then like bounce up to. And it was just a nightmare, because sometimes we would just lose this challenge and then we had to start it over, and it was just dead run. And we told them about that, and they were like, hey, we know you guys don't like annoying RNG, especially ones that like would just kill your run, 20 minutes in. So would you guys like some drums down there that you just bounce on? And we were like, oh my god, yes, please.
Yeah. There was some like silly tech we'd do to get like a tiny bit more height too. It was pretty miserable. So shout outs to them. Squid Chuck made a great game, and they're really receptive to the speedrun community and involving us in decisions. Going to our next boss fight. So we're equipping our what is that called? Initiative Omamori, so that our dash interrupts get more damage. Saw a bit of it there. You probably couldn't even tell that he was doing it, because that's how short the dashes were. Look at him. A little longer there. But he's just doing a ton of damage with those. It's so sick. So these little shuriken things are, I think, maybe our first example of an object that does not give you a jump. If you just forward slash it or up slash it, you actually have to down slash and hit them for them to give you a jump. And there's going to be a few objects like that, including Ken, who you were using earlier in this fight. You can slash and hit Ken and make it not disappear if you forward slash or up slash, but if you down slash on Ken, he's going to disappear. So you'll see that in a few fights. I don't know that we use him much after this for damage, but where we do, we want to keep him out. And we'll grab as well.
So right here you'll see I don't have a dash, but I bounced off of Ken, and then I had a dash. Bouncing off of Ken does not give you a jump reset. It's actually like down slashing those shuriken in that fight and Kabuto do give you a jump reset, but only down slashing.
Yeah.
Down slashing Ken gives you the height of a bounce, but does not give you a jump reset. You don't have a jump at all. But it does reset your dash, which is huge. Especially if you have a jump reset already from something else. Hold on to it, do a dash, then do a Ken Pogo, like to down slash off it, and then do a shine dash. You can just across the Grand Canyon. Like it's insane.
There's Vermilion Stranger. We finally met her.
It just gave us the quest completed because we hadn't talked to her yet.
Yeah. And that's just fast travel. As you can see, we're back outside Sakura City now. So there will be those sprinkled out throughout the game for our convenience. Important. And as we saw, we grabbed that ink after the Kabuto fight, and we're going to use it here to upgrade Jingu after we buy it. This is another Omamori for us, and this is going to be kind of our main Omamori for damage for the rest of the game, especially since we're upgrading it here. I know Viz mentioned it before, but when you upgrade an Omamori, there are the 3 stages of damage it can do. Before it's upgraded, it can either have the first or second stage, depending on your tea kettle boiling or not. Now it can have the second or third stage.
And Jingu is the rare instance where, like, it's just not even close to worth it to use unless you're at 3 eyes. Because the damage is so drastically different. If you use it with 2 eyes and your tea is not boiling, it's just 6 little homing blue balls, and they just do 1 damage each, so you don't really do that much. When you have it boiling, however, and you have 3 eyes, all of a sudden it's a homing like hand, and it does like a ton of damage, and also explodes and can hit multiple enemies at the same time. And that's like you said, our like main damage.
Are you convinced yet? And you just saw us use Ken to make a little jump there. We call it a Ken Pogo. And you're going to see probably a lot of those throughout the rest of the run. Excellent platforming option. I love adding more platforming options. It makes the speedrun so much more interesting. It's just another skill check. It's excellent. I was so happy when we realized we could do that. Oop. So right now we are collecting 3 music sheets so that flute player can remember a song that's going to heal Asahi because he's feeling unwell.
Oops.
As you see, we saved our Chomper at the start and end for those foxes because they are so annoying. They're so annoying. So we're just going to insta-kill them. Ooh, that's a new one.
I will just not take that chance.
Yeah, let's not do that.
I mean, my save point's like right outside, but I would rather not die.
Yeah.
And I switched back to the Omamori that makes the money and like objects or like items that you grab follow you, like float toward you, because there's an item in like a pile that I'm gonna hit here in just a second after this that I will need for it to like float and follow me. So after that, then we can put back on the one where you interrupt your dash to make your staff do more damage, and we'll never take it off.
Yep.
Used to be a cool...
Like you said earlier.
Oh yeah, sorry, good.
Nothing. Used to be a cool skip here.
Yeah, it used to be a cool skip here that would allow you to skip this whole cutscene, but the way that it was done was able to accidentally be done on other NPCs, which caused a bunch of hard locks throughout the game. And so basically they wanted to fix that, which caused this to not work anymore. So as a like community, we decided like, hey, it's just better to have everybody on the same patch, and also that thing being removed is kind of a good thing anyway. So let's just add the amount of time that not having that trick would add to the run, and like we just won't do it anymore. So now we're all on current patch and added that amount of time to all the runs.
Yep. Very good community decision.
Yeah. Now we have the grapple.
Our reward. Yep. Another cool movement option. There's the pile of feathers Viz alluded to. And, you know, in a while that feather will catch up to us and we'll collect it. Here it comes. Oh, it's a petal. I always get that wrong.
I love this section.
Mm-hmm. So this is going to be one big long room, and you're escorting a wedding party through here, and they'll wait for you to clear out any obstacles or enemies in front of them. So we just zoom through the room, clear out a bunch of obstacles, and then we go back to them. And if you hit the lantern that the front guy's carrying, they go faster. So clear all the obstacles, and then just push them along here. Very nice.
And so we do a
And then
little
we're gonna
trick
see.
here. Yeah. Where we're supposed to follow them into this screen transition here. But if you get that save icon and then you quit, you do get locked out of an item that you would need for 100%, but we don't need it. It's an item that allows you to get a health upgrade. But we also save a lot of time by not having to talk to them and go through that whole cutscene.
Yep. And that was the wife of the wedding, looking, or I guess the bride, yeah, looking for her groom. He's missing. So we're going to head down here to Kitsune Burrows to find him.
I hope he's not in any danger with like some like giant scary monster.
He's probably not. That'd be dumb. Like, it's his wedding day.
Yeah, what would he even be doing down here? That'd be silly.
We did just do a small skip there. Usually you'll grow a little plant to make a jump up to the entrance to Kitsune Burrows, but we have the hover ability, and we don't need to do that. We'll sit at the shrine here to set our save point, and then we're going to go ahead and talk to Mochi here and get our next ability, Suki Dash. She's the best.
Yeah, I
But
love
it's
Mochi.
not close to me. She's so sick. That's a Kickstarter
Was it?
NPC, isn't it? I thought so.
I don't know.
We'll check on that. I'm pretty sure she was, but yeah, she's sick. So now we have Suki Dash, which is a dash where we are invulnerable for most of it. Most.
You see the flower petals that come out of you whenever you dash, the pink, whenever they're pink, those are the spot where you would be invincible.
I did not know that. Okay, not most, like part.
Yeah, it's not all.
You do have to.
If you interrupt it with a jump, it just gets rid of the invincibility on like frame 1.
Yeah. So we're gonna break 3 like monster sacks here with these bombs that we're cutting from the ceiling. As you could see, we can see this sack, but we couldn't see the other one, and we're not gonna see the third one either, because we're just doing some sick trick shots here. This and I used to like try to stop and hover before we hit the ground there. But you can just fall to the ground, and we felt so stupid.
And
when
falling to
our
the ground
friend
just gives you like consistency because
so
you're
much
always in
more
the same
time,
spot.
consistency. Yeah.
It's just so much better in every way.
Kind of some goobers.
Whoa. Okay.
Oh, cool.
Game froze for a second. Okay. I think my
Yeah.
computer froze for a second. Maybe.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Either way, I'm fine.
quick hits, we got another ability. Got Mochi Mallet, which is our dive of sorts. We will go soaring towards the ground with invulnerability, and we'll use it to break stuff. And it does hurt enemies, but we don't really use it for that much.
Yeah. We're going to make a little detour here because, again, just like how health is so fast to grab because it's so convenient, grabbing a a staff upgrade to double the staff damage is a quick little 25-second detour, and it is so drastic that it definitely saves more than that on the remaining fights in the run, so it's definitely just worth to grab.
Absolutely, and magnified more by our use of, initiative, the Omamori, and if you were to use any other one. Speaking of staff, the staff we have, it's called a bow in Japanese, I believe.
Really?
It's a bow staff, so that's why the game is named that. It's the main weapon.
Does it have like the accent on the O as well?
I'm not sure about that.
There's so many tricks here, like that one, where we skip having to do that whole puzzle.
So cool.
Because you're supposed to like not be able to mallet through that little portal because that block is in the way, but you just say that's fine. Then we're gonna use. There's so many things happening right there. We interrupted our mallet with a dash, but we had a jump reset from up slashing that enemy, so we were able to. You're supposed to like hit it and then. Oh, whoops! I slipped off the ledge. You're supposed to hit it and then go around through like a portal to go all the way up through the top, and it's just so long that you could just do that, and it's just infinitely faster.
Yep. A lot of different tech in this game can interrupt other tech and cooldowns of other things, which we've already alluded to. Very useful.
Like that, where we open the inventory, or the... Oh, I missed.
Ooh.
That's fine.
We're fine.
We'll back up.
Yeah, we're going to do another Ken Pogo to not fall down there, but not a big deal. Do you have your initiative on?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, look, there's the...
We found the groom!
There he is. This looks like a really safe
All
place.
tied up. Yeah, he's cozy in there, Bundled up.
Ah! I cannot tell you, on the build-up to her reveal, I was so terrified. I was like, please do not make me stop playing the game. I do not handle spiders well. But she's actually, so cool-looking, I didn't really mind her.
She is, yeah. And she might look scary, and that's because she is. But freaking skill issue. You know what I'm saying? Like, she gives me a lot of trouble.
Oh, I messed up. Oh, it's fine. Save?
Yeah. Chilling. Oh, that's so sick. Her moving across the room just gives us a great opportunity to just spam dash interrupts and just get a ton of damage. Like we said, this is new tech, so I'm excited.
Right there, we grabbed the Omamori strap. That's actually for the last Omamori that we're going to get in the game, off of one of the last bosses we fight. It's just going to allow us to do more damage in the final fight. And we leave the ink there because that's only used to upgrade Darumas, and we don't need any other Darumas. Fun fact, Kin actually we don't upgrade because even if we were going to use him for damage, which I used to for a while, and then just recently discovered ways to not. The only difference between his 2-eye form, aka what we have right now if our tea was boiling, and the 3-eye form, if we had upgraded him and then tea was boiling, is the size of him. And so for Kin Pogos, that doesn't matter because we can pogo anywhere on the shuriken itself, and the damage is always the same. So as long as we get our like, the only downside is if we wanted to use him without hitting an enemy first, we wouldn't have the tea boiling. But other than that, it really doesn't matter. And like I said, I've basically converted to only using Jingu for damage anyway, so it doesn't really make that much of a difference. So we have the wedding.
Very nice wedding.
The vibes are immaculate.
I love how they look at you.
Yeah.
they're like expecting something.
And now we get our glimpse of the fox that we will be petting if we pet the fox in Speedrun. That is Kitsuna.
Yep. We're definitely doing that at the end of this, right? To show it off.
Yes.
As if we hit it.
In the submission video,
yeah. Yeah. Spoilers, because this is the submission. It's a fight, and then you can pet it. So, yeah, it's really, really cool.
It's the only optional boss fight, and it is also insanely cool.
Yep.
It just has the spectacle. I will probably fight it with no Darumas, because otherwise I will just absolutely obliterate it. And if we want to actually see it in action, I will need to not obliterate it.
I worked on the auto splitter a lot for this game. I hadn't played the game in a while when I was doing this, and I was trying to figure out the name of the boss in the code. So, little snowball shot off screen there, pretty cool. I had to fight it for the first time in a long time, and I was struggling so hard. And then I heard him say that.
Well,
unrelated. I was so mad.
So basically, I've been practicing. Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, this cutscene is so cool. I've been practicing so much for like 80% world record and everything, and I was in a marathon where I needed to do that fight for the first time since my casual playthrough, which I did struggle with that boss. But so to prepare for the marathon, I set up a save file that had like multiple staff upgrades and multiple health upgrades, and then I killed the boss so fast that I like didn't even see like any of the attacks or like anything. Like, it just died immediately, and I was like, oh no, okay, well that's not gonna be fun just to watch. Like, I just shred it in 2 seconds. So yeah. Oh. So.
Yep. Another great use for Ken there. Just beat up those targets for us.
I believe you called him Kinjamin.
Last time. Yeah, I was gonna mention that. It's too good. Last time we did a run and went through here, I called him Kenjamin. It was so funny. So a lot of enemies in this area trying to slow you down and hurt you. So we just gotta bait those into the walls. And other than that, we're just looking to slash stuff as much as we can when we do need to move sideways. Because every time we do that, we're gonna refresh our dash. So when we're moving upwards, not a big deal. But when we get these icicles like that.
Ow. Okay. Should be a not great
We
death.
gotta avoid damage here, yeah, because there is a shrine before the end of the trial, but we don't want to take it because we want to save quit back to that shrine at the bottom at the entrance. So I'm assuming he's going to heal as much as he can, so that we don't have to do that.
It's just gonna be that one then. I'm just gonna break these targets. Okay, now I'm definitely just gonna break them.
These targets at the end here are actually really tough to break and not like take damage. Because you want to like hit them really fast, and then all of a sudden you're just like flying up into the air and into an ice thing. So skip that shrine, and now we have a boss fight. We're going in on 2 HP because he's the world record holder.
God, I can't wait for myself to die as you say that.
Yeah, I mean, hey. And here's that sick dash cancel tech coming in again. And you saw Jingu's third eye form in action here. That big hand does a ton of damage. And so does the new tech. That boss is gone. No damage. So only need that feather key. Other stuff is just a waste of time. And we golded.
So there used to be a hard lock here. By spamming to clear this screen right here too fast, it would start the dialogue, but the game wasn't ready for it. So you would just get locked with the game not knowing, like, hey, are you clearing dialogue or are you like clearing the screen? We don't know. And you would just be stuck floating there. You couldn't even open the menu. And the devs have been so fantastic about listening to us and like things that bother us and things that like ended runs, that they've basically fixed almost everything that we've like had an issue with. And the things that they haven't fixed has just been they just haven't gotten to it because they're busy, obviously. But like,
yeah,
they've never told us like no. It's just been hey, we just have our hands full, haven't gotten to it. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. So what we just picked up by the little monkey was wall jump, but as you can see, it's not just wall jump. We have a very cool ability to just dash up the walls. Wall dash, even. And it's sick. Look at it.
My only complaint is that you don't get it for more of the game.
I don't hope for DLC often. I'm hoping for DLC. Yeah, I love these trials. You know, we started with West Trial, this is East Trial. Just awesome movement sections. Very IL-able, if you're into that sort of thing. I am. C Sumo Pagoda. Yeah. By the way, pretty tough casually get through this. Definitely took me a few tries. And as you can see, very cycle based in here. And some real slim margins being taken. For example, that. I don't know if you saw also, but the center of those like wooden crosses you can grapple. I didn't see that for my first like 20 hours playing the game. And skipping a shrine again. We don't need it. We're gonna save quit back to the bottom after we do this fight. These birds are called Tengu. And this is Tengu Duo. They're brothers.
They were roommates.
So, similar idea. They do have a shared health pool. And, you know, we love when they overlap, obviously. And if we can get a Jingu third eye to hit while they overlap, that's just so much damage. There used to be some shenanigans that were pretty cool with Ken when they're lined up like this, to kind of block the feathers and do damage on both of them at the same time. That was a lot of fun. But yeah, Jingu's definitely faster. So, oh, disgusting.
You have to be careful because those spikes on the right wall are just so scary. They can just ruin your day.
Yep.
Now,
almost picked up that Omamori strap.
Yeah. So we fought one. We fought two. I'm not sure what comes next.
Yeah, I wonder what's inside this palace.
Picked up like 2 feathers. There's like a guy here. Made a point.
Anyone know what that mask is called? I think it's called a Dai Tengu.
I think so. I wonder what that could mean.
Curious.
No shrine.
Oh, shrine. We're not healing.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
Hello, sir. I love their
It's the
banners.
guy from the statue.
Yeah.
That's true. Alright, so another boss fight. Yes, we are just adding a third guy, but he's different. He has some different attacks. And an extra added pressure to go fast on this fight is if you take longer, you're going to see more and more different attacks. And we just want to deal with the regular ones. So, again, shared health pool, they just kind of disappeared. I'm not sure how the game picks which one disappears, to be honest with you. It's not always the same one.
It's the last one you hit.
I don't think it's always the one you hit. Is it?
The last one
I
you
don't
hit.
think so.
Like, they have a shared health pool, but it is the last one you hit on, like, whenever they were to hit the threshold.
Interesting. And you saw us use Mochi Mallet to actually avoid one of his attacks there. Pretty cool using the iframes and getting a little damage along the way. But we are all set, done with Dai Tengu.
Yeah, I used to have a strat where I wanted to Jingu the two when they're both on the bottom right, but I actually killed them so fast that they never actually get to the bottom right anymore. So it's just like, okay. And now we have our 2 charms on. Am I lagging or are you lagging? Whoa. Maybe I'm lagging. Just pause. Actually, maybe. Oh no, I am lagging. Okay. But my stream's not lagging. Interesting. Oh, he's not there anymore. Okay. Oh, there. Oh, I am like, oh. My OBS, my Discord's lagging, but my OBS isn't? Interesting. No, it says my Discord. It might be Discord, actually. If it's both of us. But it's not my OBS. Yeah, it's not my internet. It's just Discord. Okay. Interesting.
Hello.
Oh, okay. Are we back?
Yay! Okay, I was like setting up my hotspot, man.
Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, I definitely double didn't mean. Double didn't mean to do that. Sorry.
Okay. All set?
Yeah, we're fine.
I said sorry if that was missed.
No, yeah, I got you. Okay.
Internet.
Let's go. And the city looks different. It was so pretty before. Now it's spooky.
Still. Yeah.
But at least the dog's here.
I have a question. Yeah. I love the dog. Why does it look so sad? I mean, what the heck, man? They had no reason to do that. They didn't have to do that to us.
I feel like so many people were like, you can pet the dog, 10 out of 10 game. And they got there and they were like, never mind. 0 out of 10 game. I hate this game. How could you?
The devs have built up a lot of goodwill with, everyone. That takes it down a notch for me. I'm not going to forget that they did that.
They're like, hey, can you do us a favor? And you're like, yeah, I guess so. So
hey, you remember when you killed the dog?
So you guys remember the very beginning of the game? The skeleton that was erupting from the palace? Or the big building in the background?
We lied.
Yeah, we gotta deal with them. It's on us for some reason. It's always on us.
Yep.
But we have these. Like, I thought that when I first started running this game, I thought this was going to be the biggest nightmare of the run. And it can be.
We just skip it.
If you mess it up. Yeah, but yeah, if you do it correctly, it's insane. So we go up to that spot up there on purpose. Then we get stomped on purpose, and our hazard respawn is still up here.
Yep. there's just a little, hitbox on the ground under the foot that if you hit it, it sets your respawn there. So we just don't hit that hitbox and we take damage from the foot specifically for some reason. Well, the reason is a hazard respawn, but. And there's a little backup for you that our friend Fernie helped Brian realize.
Yeah.
We use the Kenpo because it's faster, but we can always back it up by pogoing the next pink guy.
Yeah.
And we're sealing up Gasha Takuro here.
And that was a 2-minute skip.
Yeah.
At least. Because going around is really long. You have to ride that foot, like when he raises his foot to stomp, you have to like ride it up and then like grapple, go up his arm, come around, go all the way up. It's and then you have to like zigzag up his ribcage. Like it's so long. We don't need rewards. We do it for the love of the game.
That's true.
These guys are really funny.
I'm just like always fighting skeletons. They are really funny. I love those guys.
I love their dialogue. I actually think it's so funny.
Yeah.
There's a lot of dialogue in this game that's surprisingly funny.
Yeah.
It's very charming. Oh, missed that. It's okay. I tried to show off a trick that you're going to see like 6 other times. It's fine. Where when that little like melody plays and, it has a little cutscene of showing you like, hey, you did it. The laser's on. You can dash into a laser and get like a
hazard respawn.
Yeah, hazard respawn, and it just basically instantly finish.
Speaking of instantly finishing, that fight now, it's so much faster than it used to be. It's so funny. What we're doing, by the way, just powering up that elevator. It keeps running out of power for some reason on every floor. The little axolotl in there named Kirei lives there for some reason.
He loves that elevator. It's his favorite thing ever.
Yeah, she calls the elevator Ellie. It's something. Kenpo would have skipped Kenpo.
Yeah. I also thought this section was going to be a nightmare when I first started running this game. Or when I was playing it casually, and I was like, oh my god, this is going to be so difficult. Then I found out you can just quit after each half, and it'll put you back at the start with full health and full T, and you can just go to the next area. And I was like, oh, well that makes things a lot easier, so let's go.
Yep, here are these blocks that are pretty fun. If you've ever played Celeste, these are just like Kevins. And if you have played Celeste and haven't heard them called Kevins, it's because the guy who did the voice lines was one of the devs whose name was Kevin. A little gaming lore for you. This mask fight here. And another laser respawn there. And then we're quitting to the main menu that just takes us back to the start of the floor. Yeah, just to clarify the explanation earlier, by the way, taking damage skips the cutscene. And then the save quit takes you back to the start of the floor.
Yeah. Also, for some reason, these spawning don't have hitboxes.
Hitbox moment. The crystal lasers and Hollow Knight also do that. I'm so sorry. Like, it's so crazy.
I'm gonna gold, and I'm almost on world record pace.
Yeah.
After petting the dog 3 times.
Yeah. Yep. Among other things.
Yeah, among other things.
His
I'm
summit
gonna
best has gone down by like a minute and a half in the past couple days.
I'm gonna finish this run and go get the world's first 101 right after this.
Yeah. This is his second no reset in a row. Wait until he can reset. Speaking of resetting, I mentioned I worked on the auto splitter. When you had to reset before, you had to close and reopen live split every time. But I fixed that, and Viz's response was, "You just irrevocably hurt the quality of my streams. So now I can reset."
Now I can freely reset whenever I want. And...
Yeah, and I was like, "You're right. My bad."
Hardest trick in the run right there.
Cool skip there.
Yeah.
Yeah, really, really cool. And another one. All these Kempogos. Remember we were talking about them? Yeah, pretty freaking big. How much time do you think these Kempogos save, like overall throughout the run?
A couple minutes.
That'd be like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you look at the ones in heaven. I mean, that's 40 seconds, something like that. Like, ooh, unfortunate. Yeah, for those smaller masks, you have to grapple them, and then you can slash them to break them. But apparently, you don't have to break them. You just have to grapple them to.
Oh no, you have to break
the
them.
mask.
Sometimes the graphic breaks and they still show that they're there, but they're not actually there. If you break them on like frame one, grappling through them now.
I'm not good enough to do that, so that's why I wouldn't know. Not yet. Not yet. I'm coming back to the game. Like right now. Right. And we are 4th floor palace right now. Tragic moment earlier today. You gotta rotate this thing 3 times. And you can do it a bit faster than what he's doing here, similar to what we did in Kitsune Burrows with all the canceling of all our stuff. But I had the idea, what if you could rotate it the other way 1 time? And I did a 6 skip to slip through like a crack. I did like a Kenpogo to do it. And then it just doesn't turn the other way. It was so sad. That was today.
Pulling out.
Yep. And that's that on the pure platforming. Oh, not pure. That's that on Palace. Right. I haven't heard much from other people, but I'm sure Kira is a fan favorite. He's so cute.
And now...
Just don't read her dialogue too closely.
We have the Asahi fight, which I adore.
Yep.
And also, I have to point out here in just a second, he does... First off, this is like the longest text box spam in the game. But also, he does the funniest little dance with his hands.
Just a little.
I love it. Why
Driving the steering wheel.
Why is he hitting this?
Yeah. So we'll just be chasing him around and hitting him, and then we'll move on to the next one. Kenpogo here that I struggle with a lot on controller. If this looks familiar to you, maybe you've played Celeste. This reminds us a lot of the Battle Line fight, which is not a bad thing at all. It's a lot of fun.
That's why whenever people ask, I'm like, this game is just... Imagine a combination of Hollow Knight, Ori, and Celeste with the Okami art style.
Deal.
Yeah.
Here's a cool skip coming up here. Instead of fighting this thing and like using a crystal to turn a fan on and fly up here, we'll just pogo this stuff instead. We don't need the extra updraft. Pretty sick. So this used to be a lot harder because there were less checkpoints and also no shrines through the whole fight. Now they added checkpoints and shrines based off user feedback, so they don't just listen to speedrunners, Squid Shock, they listen to everybody. They just want it to be a good game, so Can't give enough shoutouts. Coming up on the end of the fight here.
So I'm gonna just fly into the laser right there.
I was hoping you would. Can I be honest about that? I was hoping you would.
I too want to see more of the Yasuo fight.
That's true. You get to play it. That's even better. It bothers me a lot that we just leave all that Kitsune be there, but we don't need it, so fair enough.
We haven't needed it.
Thick, long wall dash.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, final fight of the game.
If you like,
here's the eye guy.
If you like the dash cancels.
Oh yeah. Night.
There's phase 1.
Yeah, this has a clip of finishing that phase in just the first like leftward slide. It's so sick. And here's like a bit of RNG in the fight. There's 3 different attacks he can do with these, you know, battable objects. That was a good one. He's got another good one, and then there's one that we really don't like as much. So that's just a bit of time. I mean, it's on the order of like single-digit seconds, right?
Yeah.
Like not too much.
It's always the third one's always the third one. I would like to get the one I just got on the 4th phase instead, because then it means I can climb up to him, whereas it's harder to climb up to him on this phase, but it's okay. Not the other one. This is pretty cool.
Yeah, this is cool. Somewhat recent discovery that you can just spam the bat button and just hit all 6 of them towards him. We used to not like that one as much as the like 1x1. We are just melting these phases away. If you've ever played this game casually, you know how difficult this fight is. Like, even fully kitted out. We only have 4 HP right now. We're rocking 2 Omamori, Initiative, and Serenity, which is dash cancels, give more damage, and also if you have full health, you do more damage. That's why we're trying to stay at full health. This is impressive stuff. Yeah, and here's the attack that we don't love as much, but we do so much damage now anyways. Doesn't matter, really.
I might have just golded.
Might have. Oh, yeah, because you messed up the grapples at the end of the last one.
I'm also like 10 seconds ahead of that.
Oh, really?
I think so.
Well, that was a goal. So...
Yeah. Okay.
Good job.
Yeah.
We are 2 seconds ahead of world record right now.
And I messed up on the first pogo to get up it. Oh my goodness. The submission might just be world record.
He is happy about that, but he's also writhing in pain that he was a minute behind and he's still got a world record.
And
I hope you know he hates it. Yeah. He's gonna do runs for like 6 hours after this. Very nice.
God, we just got one
Kenpogo, holy. Yeah, that is a really tough Kenpogo and saves a huge amount of time. GG, buddy.
World record.
World record.
Okay.
How's that for a submission?
Well, it won't be world record when you're watching this, if you're watching this game committee.
Yep. Yep.
I'm going to be beating this.
It's going to be a minute faster tomorrow.
Yeah, if it's not a 100, I failed. But yeah. Oh, yeah, we still have Kitsura.
Yeah. We got to go fight Kitsura.
I love that you can play around in the credits. But I do have to. Yeah. It is so long. I'm not gonna make you guys sit here. Unfortunately, if I try to, I think I've narrowed down what was causing my computer to freeze. Like, and it was when I closed a game while it was still being read by LiveSplit. So I think I need to reset it before.
Really?
Yeah, because I haven't had it happen since I started resetting before closing the game.
That's interesting, but I'm glad you figured it out.
Yeah, it was getting old. Right. So let's go back in. And then I have to reset the stream in Discord. Oh.
Right.
No, I don't.
Well, here's a treat for you viewers. Since we hit our second donation incentive, we're going to go pet the fox. I think you saw the fox earlier in Midori Forest, so we'll head on over there. We talked about Vermilion Stranger being the fast travel. We'll have one right next to us here. And do you have to, like, use one to unlock it? No, yeah, you just have to be in the area, so this is pretty close. Do you need help getting there?
I think I have it. Oh my god, please grapple.
World record holder, by the way.
Yeah.
Just got world record, by the way, in this recording.
Okay. What do you want from me?
It's also really funny how little grappling you see, like, through the run, because we just platform differently. Like, grappling isn't slow. Like, other stuff is just faster. Look at these statues turn their heads. It's so creepy. Yeah, it's right above you.
Alright. And I won't be using the dash cancel. Obviously, I won't be saying this in the actual run, because, again, the audience won't know that this is a boss fight. They'll think it's just going to pet the fox after the run. But they'll be wondering why it's so expensive if you guys decide to make it expensive, which I would recommend, obviously.
You should.
Yeah, but I will just do normal staff damage to make it good. Hi, Katsura. Oh, it won't let me pet it. That's weird. Oh, sorry, guys.
Oh, well.
I guess he's not in the mood today. Oh. Oh. Oh.
Yeah, Katsura's gonna pet you.
Did you change your mind? Oh. Hello.
Add attention.
Hey, friend.
Not what you do to your friends. Another sick thing about the devs, these projectiles used to be blue, which, like, in the game in general kind of implies that you can bat them, and you cannot bat these. And they took that feedback and changed them to red. Very, very nice of them. Because I did that casually.
Yeah.
I was very upset about it.
I told them that on day of release, and Chris was in my stream and was like, "Oh, that's actually really good feedback." And then they changed it like first patch.
Yep.
I'm gonna go ahead and heal once because ow.
Did you know that foxes can fly? True story.
I mean, are they cool like this one? Then yes.
Yeah, the art is just so sick.
Oh wow! I didn't know it was gonna keep pushing me backwards. Might be.
I'm so validated right now.
My bad, my bad. Yeah, it started pushing me backwards, and I was like, "Oh, I'm good," and then it like stopped, and I was like, "Oh, it's gonna stop," and then so I thought I was gonna make it in between those two. And then I didn't.
Super cool. And, you know, in case you forgot, this fox was like what was shooting out the fireworks after the wedding. It was really cool.
I wonder if I could heal.
That's kind of tough. Yeah, I just heal right here.
guess I could go up and
Yeah,
get a couple
yeah, yeah.
hits and come back down, but that's less cool.
Mhm.
Well, what if I didn't heal? This is kind of Radiance-esque, right?
Kind of is. There's orbs.
I know.
You know, it flies.
I don't want to make them sit through a third attempt at this. Ooh.
We are healing. This is growing up, folks.
Ow.
Oh, that was rude.
That was interesting. Oh.
I mean, like, as you can see, like, if you're not keeping a cool head here, this goes downhill fast. Like, you just take damage immediately. It's a tough fight.
Fine. That was... He made me worried there.
Tip, if you're fighting this casually, when all those orbs are coming at you, you can use Mochi Mallet to just break all of them and get iframes. GG. And no,
Look
you
at
can put
him!
the
The fireworks tail is my favorite thing ever.
Yeah.
SGDQ, if you want me to just do this for like 30 minutes, that's fine with me.
Yeah, I think everyone's fine with that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I will do this till you kick me off the stage. It's fine.
I've done this. I don't want to say longer than I care to admit, because like I'll admit it. I've done this for a long time.
You look so at peace. All right. One more time.
Anyways.
For the road. One more time for the road.
Okay.
And we'll get the reward, which you get the Kaboomaroo. Yeah, that's Bow Path of the Teal Lotus. Hope you guys consider letting it in. I would love to show it off and show everybody what a sick speedrun it could be. I think the devs deserve it. I think the game deserves it. And we'd love to see some people really take this game as far as it can go. Well, appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Later.
Peace.